Hello, everyone. February 8th, 2022. Got off the phone with my longtime friend, Juan Antonio, Kotex, a guy that I've known since we were kids. I did a video called Seeing the Exit, and I hung up with him a little bit ago, and I decided to do this drawing, okay, based on the conversation we had. I did a video called Seeing the Exit. I think I posted it yesterday, where I get into the nitty gritty of a conversation we had on Saturday while I was having Italian food. I left the restaurant, then I got in my car and we went over this. So I said, let me draw it out with the structuralism of Carl Gustav Jung, activating active imagination. I said to him, let me go back and let me draw this, and maybe we can talk about it in a couple of days. I would like to, be able to help out as much as I can. By the way, I'm not a therapist. What I do is I'm an artist, and I do a lot of stuff with quantum mechanics. And I've been working on therapy, my own personal therapy, for now 20 years. Where I've done Gestalt therapy, I've done Freud, Karen Horney in New York. In New York, I've done Carl Jung, and now I'm working, the Jungian structuralism of active imagination, where concentration helps the mind focus on a dream, let the unconscious speak, generate an artifact on a piece of paper, analyze the message. So I said to Tony, I'm going to do a drawing. And then we went over the drawing. And he got super hysterical, started crying. He's a very emotional guy. Could be very annoying at the same time. But, he's a guy that, he's a good man. And he loves unconditionally. Everything he does out of passion. Obviously, he loved to eat. At one point, he gained 500 pounds. Well, he was married to his ex-wife, the mother of his children. And they got married when they were 18. And literally around, 5 or 6 years ago, she started an affair with a lawyer guy. But she went back to school. She became a vegan, according to him, around 2012. Went back to school, got her master's in psychology, started working in the court system, and met this character. And they started having an affair. Then he found out about it, got a heart attack. She left him, got a second heart attack. Then in 2019, he marries a woman he met in Facebook. A month later, he marries her. He thought he was madly in love with her, which was an illusion, because he was actually super in love, completely in love with his soulmate. What he calls her my soulmate, which they've known each other since they were teenagers. Now, the thing is, the soulmate, and he got involved with this karmic, toxic, negative energy, where when he married her, his second wife, and he lost all the weight, Angie, came back to destroy whatever he was working on, wife number 2, and they had sex. When he had sex with his ex-wife, the mother of his children, she was still very much involved, to the point of marrying the lawyer guy. So anyway, what happened was he never. This was basically a sublimation. He sublimated the lack, the famous Lacanian lack. He sublimated the lack by meeting, I think her name is Roxy, meeting her, very quickly getting married. Now on Saturday, while I'm having Italian food, he calls, having an incredible breakdown. So I say, hey Tony, Antonio, I call him Tony. Antonio and Tony's are the same thing. I said, the only way you're going to be able to escape this karmic energy that you repeat over and over again, is if you break the pattern. In the other video, I get into breaking the pattern through boundaries. But I said to him, there's something deeper than that. And this is something I did for myself when we finished hanging up. I kind of explained it to him. I said, he kind of gets it. He's a pretty smart guy, by nature. I said to him, you gotta break that karmic energy, and the only way to break that is by boundaries. And I said to him, what happens with and I explained to him what happened with quantum mechanics is that we have here the nucleus, and we have orbits, and we have two electrons. It takes a lot of power. It takes a lot of energy to electrons to be in an orbit. Let's say these are the energy levels, and then sub energy levels. This is the nucleus. It takes a lot of energy for one electron to go to another orbit. And I said that's what happens basically when there is displacement. Somebody leaves, and then they tend to come back into the orbit, or they align themselves with the positive charge of the nucleus. Okay? So I said to him, the only way you can bring her back, you got to think in terms of subatomic particles. Like, you got to think in terms, if you want her to come back, your ex-wife, you got to have the power of these electrons that are able to leave one way and the other one leaves the other way. And that's how there's a probability factor of aligning electrons in the atomic world, in the subatomic particle world. But it's the same, pretty much the same behavior in the collective unconscious. How we behave in laws of attraction, how they work. They work with electric magnetism. We are a product of magnetism. So while I was talking to him, I was doodling this, and there is a figure in a room that is isolated. I said, at this point, you must isolate yourself and find an energy level, and create your own sub-levels of energy. Like, for example, bonding with an animal. He said, what a coincidence that I got a kitty cat. Okay, and the kitty cat is amazing. I rescued the cat, and the cat lives with me. And I said, fantastic. He said, but no, it's a little bit more complicated than that. I really feel the cat came into my life. The cat found me, and then we found each other. And I said, bingo. The atom, the nucleus, electrons, how they align, right? They align through shells and orbits. So the cat found you, and you found the cat. So basically, I said to him, this is the beginning where if you give yourself time, space-time, now you're somewhere in some little town in Florida, and she's somewhere in South Florida, far away. But he said, now we're becoming closer again. The only way to bring her back is if you become her equal. You weren't her equal when she became a vegan. She went back to school. She had an upgrade in her personal life, which was dynamite. You were a sick man, and you went down to the point that you're lucky you made it. You're lucky you existed. You make it. You're lucky you're alive. So what happened was time. Time is really interesting because time it heals everything. Not only it heals everything, it gives us the ability to go through the process of the ego, go through the process of our feelings. I think she's gone through a lot of that. She was in her ego. She was stuck in her ego. Her ego became overwhelming with narcissism. She got stuck in a karmic relationship of lying and cheating with this lawyer guy. Then she, his wife number 2, was also a karmic relationship. She never let go of her husband, the father of her kids. So you were intertwined in a loop of quantum realities, repeating the same pattern of this cosmology, of toxic energy. And now it appears that both of you guys are meeting here in the archetype, in the anima and the animus. You also had a time to really find yourself. You've dealt with your shadow, and your anger, and your emotions that cost you your heart. She took your heart, half of your heart. Now you have to protect the other half. Doesn't go, or else you're dead. You will not make it to 2023. Okay. So this drawing here, this active imagination drawing, came about while I was talking to him, and these nuclear subatomic particle resolutions of the nucleus with the shells and the atom and the electrons came about while having my conversation with him. And I set it up on a table while speaking with him. So my unconscious was speaking. Bravo. My unconscious was speaking. Let the unconscious speak. So I started drawing the table in a room. The table became the floor. He became interconnected with the room, grounding himself with the floor and the room and the walls, creating his new home, his universal home, because this appears to be almost like a Francis Bacon painting where everything is interconnected. The human figure is interconnected with the floor is interconnected with the walls, and then we have the structure here, the foundation, interconnected and grounding with the floor. Very healthy, because now he's breaking this energy, this karmic energy of liars and cheaters. So now he's grounding himself to the floor. And what's a ground? You need to ground in order to have a positive and negative charge. So once you ground yourself, you have a positive and negative charge, you have diffusion and the energy levels of an atom, of a subatomic particle. Now, New Tony is this drawing here that I just did. It is Tony, in his new space, a new singularity. These toxic humans, they're gonzo. They're not around. Hasta la vista. This new singularity came in of abundance, of love and peace. He became a child again. We went back to this, playing with an animal, a loving cat, bonding with the animal, which gives an unconditional love. And here's where he meets his equal. The animal gives him unconditional love. He is an unconditional love kind of guy. Always loves from the heart. Look what happened here. Interesting. My God. I mean, it's amazing where the heart area became a manifold of four-dimensional space. There's energy here, like stream vibrations here, subatomic particle vibration. So his heart became filled with infinite possibility of love and compassion. And this is the bonding that he needs. That is the beginning of his healing. Look how the heart here started to heal here, where it just opened up to a black hole of love, infinite space-time. Eternal love. The soulmate energy. Now this bonding, this intense bonding with this new energy levels will, and I told him, if you get into this space, she will come back. And he started really to cry. I said, she's coming back. And then he said to me, my God bless you all. I don't know. I said to him, she's going to come back. Are you going to be ready to meet her now that I have this here? To meet her in your space. And within your boundaries, the boundaries. And are you going to be able to welcome, for the first time in your life, a balanced existence where the unnecessary karmic, they go to hell. They go to hell. So I think that he got that. I think when we are in situations that are toxic, they're anchoring. You're bonded in a negative way. The best thing is to leave. What I mentioned in the other video, seeing the exit, is to leave with that singularity. And it's now I can put it together, which is like a wow factor. I can put it together because that singularity that I laid out in the other video is a singularity that he brought to this new space, where this is a brand new home, a universal home in the universe of harmony, balance, love, and moving forward in a good space. Yeah, no doubt that Jung, these mind mapping and these active imagination drawings that are quantum based gives a lot of visibility factor. We can see it, we can believe it, right? That's why we have a hard time. We only see like 25% of the stuff. When we see a person, we only see like 25% of the person. We only see 25% of the person that we're with. And then all this starts unraveling. Then we're screwed. Then we have invested, 20, 30, 40, 50 years into a marriage, whatever. and then we're left with a broken heart. You can fix a broken heart, like you can fix, I wouldn't say a broken leg, but the only way you can fix a broken heart is by going back to that quantum subatomic particle level and start repairing the damage at a real deep level of your emotions, and really having a union with your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, and going into this incredible space of your collective unconscious. Thank you for watching. Peace out.